Hi guys. So I know some people are having a little trouble with the whole social distancing thing, especially people who are used to going out with their friends like every night or every weekend, having a little trouble with the whole staying at home, staying away from people thing. But it really is seriously important to keep your physical distance from everybody. The more we distance ourselves, the faster things will get back to normal. So it's really, really important to stay away from people as much as you can. And especially for like us young people who might not be affected by it as badly, it's still super important for us to be distancing because even though we might not be as affected by it as badly, you can still pick it up and leave it somewhere where somebody else is going to pick it up and get really sick from it. So no matter what age you are, it is seriously important to be practicing social distancing. Just stay away from people. And this is not going to last forever, so the more we can distance ourselves, the faster things will get back together and the more lives we'll save. And so the trick to successful social distancing is to not think of it as, being home, alone, isolated, and bored. Think of it more as an opportunity, to have the time to do things that you wouldn't normally have the time to do. If you're a regular follower of this channel, then you probably have some interest in crafting and cosplaying, and this is the perfect opportunity to do that. Stay home and make stuff. It's a great way to pass the time. It gives you something to do. You're social distancing because you can generally craft on your own. YouTube has a ton of project ideas to choose from, and I'm going to keep uploading them for you guys every week, so you'll have stuff too. But there's just a ton of project ideas on YouTube that you can do while you're home social distancing. And obviously try to choose something you can make with stuff that you already have at home so that you don't have to go out shopping for supplies. So, choose stuff that you can do with stuff that you already have from home, and if you can't, then, you can like alter it or take a little artistic liberty with whatever project you're doing. Like next week, I'm posting a Power Rangers Morpher. I did not have the black ribbon I needed for it, so I just replaced it with gray because that's what I had on hand, and I didn't want to leave the house to have to go get any more ribbon. So, just make the best of it. If you're stuck at home, might as well make the best of it. Make something. This is also a great opportunity to take a little extra rest and kind of get in touch with yourself. You can do some meditating, you can do a little yoga. Maybe a cardio workout. The exercise is both good for your mind and for your body, which will help prevent you from getting sick. If you happen to live in the country, use that as an opportunity to go take a walk in your yard, or if you have like woods or meadows, take a nice long nature walk. Very healthy again, and there's no other people around, so you don't have to worry about spreading anything or getting anything spread to you. This is also a great time to get to that, the projects lists or the to-dos lists that have been piling up. This is a great time to tackle those while you have to be at home anyway. You might as well get to those. You could spring clean your entire house. Might as well, do all the dusting and the vacuuming, pull out all the couches, get under all those, all the really heavy spring cleaning. You could do that right now. If you're a gardener, you could start your garden, or at least planning for it. If it's too wet to get on the soil, you could at least start planning for your garden, order your seeds, You can hone your cooking skills, cook some nice meals for your family while you're all stuck at home. You could learn a new skill like sewing. You could learn how to sew, and then you could mend any clothes that you have that have been sitting in a pile just waiting to be mended. You can do that now. And finding entertainment at home should not be a problem right now. We live in an era where there is just like unlimited entertainment at our fingertips at all times. I mean, you've got your music, you've got your regular radio stations, you've got your computer and your phone. They can both play your Spotify or your MP3s. Okay, well, maybe not my phone. But you have CDs, cassette tapes, vinyl. And there's a lot of musicians, both the famous ones and the locals, who are streaming free live concerts from their living rooms right now. So, you can take advantage of those. And of course, you got your Netflix and your movie collections. You can binge watch your favorite TV show or do a movie marathon. If you've never done an all-day Lord of the Rings marathon, highly recommend it.
You shall not pass!
And while you're doing like a movie marathon, you could, again, sit there and mend while you're doing a movie marathon, so you're being productive and entertained at the same time while you're stuck at home. There are a million books or ebooks you can read, there are podcasts you can listen to, and this is like one of the few times that you don't have to be guilty about how much time you're blowing on social media, If you don't have anything else to do, go for it. Scroll away. And if you're a gamer, you've probably lost track of how many hours that you've spent, just in your own little game world by yourself. This is the perfect opportunity to do that. And again, not feel guilty about it. Spend as much time gaming as you want. And the great thing about the games is a lot of the modern gaming systems, you can connect with your friends while you're doing it, so you don't even have to play alone. You can play with your friends from the appropriate social distance, of course. Across the internet, you can play your video games with your friends, and so it's a great way to connect with your friends while you're being entertained. And that's the other important thing to remember, is that while we're social distancing physically, we don't have to be mentally isolating ourselves. There are tons of ways to connect with people right now that don't involve physically being near them. You got the video games, you got the social media, you can text somebody, you can email somebody, you can do a phone call, you can do like the Skype or the FaceTime, so you can have the live video thing going with somebody, so you don't have to be isolating yourself. You can still have connections with the people that you care about. And the trick is to rotate. Don't spend too much time doing one thing. You want to rotate what you're doing. Otherwise, you will get bored. Don't spend the entire several weeks at home doing one thing. Otherwise, you will be bored out of your mind. Rotate, your sources of entertainment and your connections with other people and your work, your spring cleaning or whatever. Rotate those in with each other so that you don't get bored. Don't sit there sadly thinking about how much you'd rather be out with your friends. I mean, of course you would, but you just gotta see the positive side of it. See it as a way to do more of the things at home that you wouldn't necessarily have time to do normally. Now you have a little bit of extra time at home, get those things done, and just remember, this will eventually pass. We're not gonna have to be stuck at home forever. This will eventually pass, so stay home for now, social distance. The more you do that, the faster things will get back to normal. So stay home, stay healthy, and I will see you guys on Wednesday with a new tutorial.